have a soundboard hooked up with some music that we're going to be dropping afterwards. I'm gonna join this chat and put my hand up, and it's called degem DJ. So let me just go. Go find this, and I'll join.
For sure, that's great. Again, guys, I'm so happy that you guys are here with us. I'm sure we're gonna have a lovely time. We're going to have a lovely AMA. It is at 1 a.m. here. As I said, I want to say it once again because it's impressive, the strength of this community. Once again, thank you guys for sticking around with me. I just can't thank you enough. And of course, thank you guys for accepting the delay. I mean, it was a bit of a misunderstanding with times that we had, and also a very busy day on our side. But I think we made up for it very, very well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great AMA. Yeah, today's been ridiculous. Obviously, I've been trying to vet everything. My schedule, I'm always very, very well organized. But today, I've had around 2,500 DMs, and it's been a crazy day. Obviously, I always make sure that I don't want to post a scam or anything like that. So I've been obviously checking contracts, this, that, and the other. So it's been stressful, and just lost track of time with BST becoming GMT as well, which messes me. But yeah, wonderful to have you on, and I think we should get started.
Surely.
Yeah, can we get degem DJ? Putting my hand up. Can we get degem DJ unlocked? And I would like to start this off with some fun, guys. We have a lot of fun in our VCs, and I just want to bring some energy. Can we do that? So I'm going to drop you a sample of a song we have. It's about 50 seconds. And then after that, we have a track specifically for this AMA tour that we have. And after that, it's like 8 seconds long. So I'm just going to sit back and get the vibe of what we're about.
Yeah, you sound absolutely amazing with what you're doing. We also have Whalecoin Talks in here too, another big AMA channel. My friend Ladizzle, he's the owner of that too. So you got quite the audience tonight. Welcome, Ladizzle, as well. So yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm excited, guys.
Let me tell you how it changed my life. Put money in crypto, flipped it twice. I went from a degen to a degem. Now I got money that I go splash on the weekend. They call me the crypto night because the money gets double when I hit that price. We want to beat to the party, coolest gem could be shining bright. We got money, we got that money in bank accounts. Come trade degen with the hardest. You should know we're the kings of the market. We built this from the ground up, we on top of the crypto market. Now they what? degen put the hard work in grafted. Now we got money all wrapped in elastic. We turn dreams to reality. Now I'm rich, everyone seems mad at me. I went from a laptop car to a Lambo, multiple matches straight out the bando. Look, life gets better when you traders. Join the community, shit's so amazing. Cool as the top traders on the money you're making. Now we're trading.
And with that, I'm going to give us our little AMA tour and we'll jump in it.
Introducing Jewel Master, representing degem, AMA Live Tour. Everybody get locked and loaded. We're taking over the market.
All right, let's go, guys.
That is insane. Lovely, guys. Such a nice welcome. That was unique. We never had anything like that. So
I'm not gonna lie. That was amazing. I'm from Manchester in the UK, and that just sounded like some grime that we got out here. that was lit.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
We have an album we'll be dropping sometime after launch. We actually have a launch song that we're going to be playing at launch, and we have some amazing guys that have just kind of like, because you take your time in this space coming together, and we can jump into like an introduction, but our project's actually been in development for about 5 months. And when we first started degem, we got together and it was a group of us that have all been trading for a while. We just were tired of using all these different websites. And also we were tired of our friends DMing us, telling us to look at contracts for them because they were trading money. They were trading on contracts and they didn't even understand what they were trading with. And we were like, let's create utilities that really target like that general audience for mass adoption, because I think that's really coming in the next 4 or 5 years, especially with this new announcement for Facebook with Meta and all that kind of stuff. And so when we got together, it was a group of guys that have all been experienced in crypto. They're all specialists. And we said, let's make something wonderful, but let's not just launch it and then tease people with content for 4 or 5 months and say, in maybe a year, we'll have this out. Let's launch on day one and have a bunch of stuff. And so we got a really awesome team together, but we can jump into this now.
That's crazy. So happy that you guys pumped it a little bit for me. Not gonna lie, it's 1 a.m. I'm actually a little sleepy, so that grinding going, I literally got pumped. So thank you for that, guys. That was a great way to start it. I see you guys have a lovely behavior. I guess you guys are the same in regards to the community. I'm sure you guys have a fun group to join. I think I'm going to join right now. I'm not even part of it yet. So just give me 2 seconds and I'll go straight into the link that I posted. All right, there I am. I'm sure you guys have a lot of fun there. Crazy. Okay.
Sometimes we're usually in VC at least 20 hours a day. We are in VC.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Lovely. Wonderful. So let me just welcome you now. I didn't even have time to welcome you. degem official. Welcome to AMA Central. Welcome to a great, once again, AMA. We're going to be talking about your project in detail. I'm not going to jump into technical questions too much, but I do want to jump into mainly questions about transparency, let's say the goals that you guys have in the long term and in the short term, prosperity of the project, marketing plans, and so on. So let's just start with a little self-introduction about the project. What is degem? How did you guys come up with this idea? And how was this created at the end of the day?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so I go by Jewel Master. I'm the CEO. I am doxed with my team. In fact, I had publicly doxed on the previous project that I was involved in, just getting my feet wet in the project management spaces. And some of those people we all connected and we met. And then when we came into this project, it was kind of like a group of really talented people that came together and said, you know what? Let's do something like that. We've got a little bit of a different approach. And the reason we've called it degem is because at the heart of degem, we actually stand for 3 things. And I actually have a soundtrack for that.
degem stands for simplicity, empowerment, and profit.
So simplicity, empowerment, and profit are very important to us. And when we came together, we said, let's take all of these different utilities that you're using, whether it's KuCoin and then Pancake Swap and then CMC, and then on centralized exchanges, you have stop loss. On decentralized, people are still getting their feet wet there. And let's take our time, since we're not in a rush, let's take our time bringing all of these together. And we really want to approach this from the end user in mind. You know, and this is just my opinion, but in the DeFi space, everyone's still very, very new to this place. It's very early. There's so much potential in DeFi, but it kind of feels like when, Windows first came out and then the internet did, and no one knew how to use it, even though it was very powerful. And then Google came along and created a search engine that allowed you to bring all that information to one place. It was an aggregator. And so as we come together, we're wanting to bring the simplicity to this DeFi space. And so, for example, on our project, we want the chart and the swap page and a token scanner all on one page, because that's what people want. They don't want to go to 3 different websites to go look at things. They want it all in one place. And then when we say empowerment, what we're really meaning is we want to empower you with knowledge. And I say this all the time in our project. Nothing is safe, guys. Nothing is safe, especially when you're dealing with degens. They're like, is it safe? Nothing is safe. I've lost more money on safe projects than I have the ones that scammed me. Because just because it says safe doesn't mean the team doesn't suck. And in this space, when you say, let's make it safe, we're going to make utilities to make it safe, you can't guarantee safety, because if a team, basically doesn't deliver, it could still be safe, but you could still lose a lot of money. And so when we say that we want to empower you, what we're saying is you need to change your mentality of trying to find the safe projects. That's fine if you still want to do that, and that's your preference. You need to become empowered with knowledge so you can make good decisions on what you're trading on. And so that's what we mean by empowerment. We want to empower you with a bunch of different utilities. So if you're not a dev and you can't read a contract, and you have a friend you keep DMing saying, hey, can you check this contract to see if the LP is locked, or if there's minting functions, or I don't even know what this stuff means. Is it safe for me to go in on this? And then your friend tells you, yeah, it's totally safe. And then you end up losing money. What we're saying is we want to put the power in the people's hands. So we have a token scanner that comes up and shares with you the health of the contract straight there, on, like as you're typing in the contract like you would at PooCoin. And then with Profit, we've got a bunch of utilities which we can get into where we want to give you the edge to be able to make more profit in this space, because that's why we're all here, right? So with stop loss and different things like that that we're working on. That's basically a brief introduction of everything we stand for.
Sounds brilliant. Thank you so much, Jewel. Now, now that we've talked about your beliefs and the things that you stand for, I want to get into the project itself a little more in detail. And I think, I don't know if it was for me, but I think people are still waiting to know what degem really stands for, as in what business is there behind it? How are you guys going to make money out of degem? What is your idea? And what is your, as I said before, short-term and long-term goal? As in, if I invest it now at launch, what am I expecting from degem?
Yeah, no, I think it's a fair question. And the way I would answer that is I would say that how much is PooCoin paying you as an advance, paying you as an investor to tell people you should use PooCoin? Because as traders, we all talk about, well, I use 1 inch and I use this, or I use PooCoin, or no, use this charting system. How much do you get paid for using that and shilling that to people? Well, at degem, we're going to take 50% of all the exchange fees profits, right? So as people trade, there's an exchange fee that we charge. We're taking 50% and we're giving it back to the token holders as a reward. And so the way I would actually explain the project to people is you need to open your mind for a second and understand we are not a token that created an exchange because we wanted to create a utility where we could make more money. We started at the exchange level and said, what can we do to create an amazing exchange and launchpad? And when we deliver that, and that's amazing, and there's profits, let's create a token that investors can get a stake in the profits of. So what you're investing in is not just a token that will make you money, parabolic, goes up and down, right? As you hold a percentage of our supply, when we give out this 50% of the profits, that's the same percentage of whatever gets allocated in that week. That's the same percentage of that you can claim from the exchange profits. So if you really want to dig deeper, what it means psychologically is, as an investor, you've always made money on the token that you've invested in. Obviously, if the project succeeds, but that market cap and that liquidity pool controls how much money you make. What we're telling you is that you will make money off of everybody else's projects that trade through our exchange, whether they go up or they go down, because you're getting the exchange profits from the transaction fees. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It does make sense indeed. It is I'd say it is a way of rewarding as well the user, right? You're rewarding the user of the platform at the end of the day, which all the platforms that we use daily are not doing pretty much. Is that the hang of it? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, you're getting rewarded. I was just on a VC with our group and I said, guys, this is the most shillable token you'll ever invest in, because when you shill other tokens, you make money as more people buy in, but then when they sell out, you get less money. As you shill this token and you hold this token, it gives you access to all the projects on BSC paired to PancakeSwap, because that's what we're routing through. When they buy or when they sell, transaction fees are generated. So this is the most shillable thing that you could be invested in. And even we're going to go to devs. We're going to create a dev network and we're going to tell them, look, you should be shilling this. We have a lot of devs that are investing in this. Run all your projects through here. As a dev, think about it. You're now making money off the transaction fees. You don't get that from PancakeSwap or PooCoin. You know what I'm saying?
I'm getting the idea of it, and it sounds really good. Is it going to be sustainable? How are you guys going to make this sustainable once you get millions of users, how are you guys going to be able to give the same service to everyone and have that kind of close touch that you want to have? When I ask this is, well, why I ask this is because I always aim to the highest extent, and when you have like a proper working platform like PooCoin and stuff, you do think of millions of people running through and having millions of people building traffic into your exchange. So my question is, you're talking about a kind of like a close relationship with the user. How do you expect to keep that as well with time, as it develops?
Man, I really love how you're tapping into. I love talking about the technicalities of the project, but I love how you're tapping into a lot of the philosophy of a project, because their philosophy and their mindset is actually a big determining factor on the success, in my opinion. And so as you move forward, one of the things that we've talked about, and I have to be careful because I'm not throwing shade, right? But I am a competitive person. And I think that as somebody who's leading the project, you want someone that's going to compete for you, right? So I'm not throwing shade at anyone in particular out there, like any of these other exchanges. But in our thought, there are a lot of exchanges that launch and nothing gets upgraded. Nothing really gets changed. It's like they're making their money, they're happy, right? But we've created a synchronicity between our investors and our team. Our team isn't going to make this successful thing and sit back and go, all right, we made it. Millions of dollars are coming through in transaction fees for the exchange, and that all 100% goes to our team. And so now we don't give a crap what happens. It's like, it's out there. We have a synchronicity with you as the investor. When we make money, you make money. You don't make money, we make money. The more excited you get about how much our volume is increased on the exchange, the more you shill it, that then in turn we make more money. Do you get what I'm saying? And so as we move forward, one of the things I've sat down and talked with the team about philosophy is every day. In fact, we just came out of a meeting. My marketing guys are in here. We got Travladd, a few other guys. We just came out of a meeting where I said, no matter where we're at tomorrow, next week, the week after, no matter where the project's at, we always wake up every day and say, all right, what are we doing today? What are we doing next? How are we innovating next? Where are we pushing to next? Because the more spaces we push into, the more money we make, but also the more money you make as an investor. If we were keeping all the profits for ourselves, there's that, everyone has a price, right? I want to make 10 million. I want to make 100 million, whatever. Once you reach that threshold, it's like, I'm good. I can just sit back and chillax, right? I've made it. I've got my mansion. I've got my yacht. But then you've got all these investors going, where's the market? Let's increase the market cap, things like that, and or the market volume. And so we've got a drive and a motivation from our investors pushing us as well, saying, let's get the volume up. Now, how we're going to do that, we've sat down and created a plan. So we got Robert. Robert's here in the house, and he's our chief business developer. Robert, can you give a shout out and just a quick explanation of exactly what it is that you do on the project, and talk about the apps that you're going to be developing and one of the ways that we're going to bring volume to the exchange?
Absolutely. So I have built a little over 30 mobile apps in the crypto space at this point. And some of them are over 200 million market cap tokens. So I've put several different exchanges in these places. So PooCoin's coded in, Pancake Swap, just about all. I mean, there's 6 or 7 in each app. Well, these token owners have given me the okay to just put degem's exchange in. So all of their volume that goes through is just going to go through ours. Okay. For the first thing, we also have what we call our refinery, where we're going to have new tokens that might be 3 devs that have no idea how to market, advertise, shill. They don't know that they need a Twitter. They don't know anything. So we're going to send our team over there, and or as part of our team, because we have over 40 employees. So we'll send a mod, a couple admins, a marketing guy, a graphics guy, a web designer. I'll build them a mobile app. And so we're going to help them along the way to get going. We did that with one project that is a great project. They have a game. The developer is actually a Nintendo certified game developer, so his game is amazing. But he's building that game. He doesn't have time to be on voice chat and all that stuff. So they've been stuck at about a $700,000 market cap for the last 6 months. We sent a team in, and within 2 weeks, we ate them up to 5.6 million market cap. So, and we're still holding their hands. So we've 9 times what they were just stuck at. So we're going to be doing that with tokens. And I'll be building apps for all of these people that we bring in. And the apps is basically an investor app. So all tokens have the upvote sites. So all you would do in the app is hit upvotes. Every single icon will pop up that the upvotes are already listed on. So you click on Coin Sniper. It opens it right up to your page. You hit the upvote button, you hit the back button. You hit on CoinVote, you hit the upvote button, you hit the back button. I tell my customers to look, tell your teams or your holders that when a commercial break comes on once a day, get on there and you can shill 10 sites or upvote 10 sites within a minute. It's that easy, and it helps them grow. So one thing I want to mention about our exchange, because I don't know if you understand exactly what it's kind of going to do. Imagine, okay, just a better look, sexier. But when you type in a token and you hit enter, it shows you the chart. It shows you the last buys and sells, and it shows you the market cap and the liquidity, and that's it. When you do that on our exchange and you hit enter, directly below where you enter, 12 pieces of information are going to pop up about that token. It's going to tell you the buy fees and the sell fees. It's going to tell you the buy gas, the sell gas. It's going to tell you if liquidity is locked. It's going to tell you the top 5 holders and their wallets and what percentage of the wallets they hold. It's going to show you the dev wallet and how much percentage they own of the tokens. It's going to show you if they have blacklistability. It's going to show you if they can change the fees at any time. It'll show you if it's a honeypot. So everything is going to be literally at the touch of your fingertips, to where you have to go nowhere else to find any information to make that educated decision on whether or not you want to ape into that project or not. So just like with Pancake Swap, you might get a call, Benson, from me and say, Benson, you've got to invest in this BBT token, man. And you're like, okay, you jump on Pancake Swap, you put the slippage at 5, you hit buy, nothing, doesn't go through. So what do? You hit 10%. You hit buy, nothing. You hit 15, nothing. Now you want to know why the hell you can't get this token at 15% slippage. So what do? You Google that token. You got to find their website if they have one, and you got to look at their tokenomics and see what are their buy sells, what are the buy fees and the sell fees, and then you got to look at what is this project? Is it safe? And it's surely not going to tell you that on their website. So now you're going to have to go look at their contract. We're doing all that work for you, and we're charging a 1% fee. So we charge a 1% fee just like everyone else. KuCoin, 1% fee to trade buys and sells through the exchange. However, we're giving our holders half of that in reflection. So for an example, if you own 1% of our token and we only do $25 million in a day, which would put us at rank like number 40th. We want to be in the top 10. But let's say 25 million, you own 1%, 1 million tokens, you will make $960 a day just for holding our token a day. Now, if we get up to 100 million, you're making $4,000 a day. So that's where we don't mind. We're not greedy. We spent 5 months getting this done. We're not trying to hype it up and sell you on a promise that give us your money. We'll get up to a 50 million market cap. And in 6 months, guys, we're going to have our project. We are launching with 4 utilities. And we have plans for 9 more over the next 9 months after launch. So we are producing, we are showing results.
He's definitely promising. When it comes to the whole ecosystem that you're trying to build, it is super impressive, the fact that you say that you're going to have all these functions together and have them to work properly and just be able to fund them with a 1%. But you're right, when you do the numbers, $25 million of traffic, if you get 1% a day, you're more than good enough. That's true. Now, in order to to know you a little better, what I got to see is that you have such an international team. how was this team built? You have people from France, you have people from New Zealand, Australia, America. You guys are all over the place. What are your working ethics, and how did you guys get this team together? Because it's
Yeah,
kind
I'll
of
answer
like
that.
crazy, right?
Yeah, I'll answer that. So one of the things that I talked about, well, actually, I'll be straight up with you. Not everybody that's currently on the team is who started with us, right? And the reason for that is because integrity is very important to me. And I'll actually put it this way: I think integrity and innovation and delivering are the three most undervalued products to sell in DeFi. If you have integrity and you do what you say you're going to do, and you're going to show up the next day and the next day, you could weather any storm with FUD or whatever, and people will have confidence that no matter what hits you, this team's solid. They're going to be here the next day and the next day. And there's so many tokens that come out in the BSC space. And I think there was an article put out recently that I read that 90% of the tokens launched in the BSC space are actually scams, like straight up scams. And so I think where there's a lot of people going the other direction saying, oh, it's so easy to create a scam contract, make 60 grand, rug it, move on. I'm of the mind that, yeah, but at the same time, like, you got to look over your shoulder. And when you amass your wealth, you got to realize that the way you made that money was dishonest. And I don't want to have to explain that to my family. I don't want to have to explain that to my kid. I want to be able to buy the things I want to buy and have the conversation with my kid. And when they say, how do we get this money? And I say, Daddy made some really great stuff out there that people liked and they enjoyed it. And he made some money. We're very blessed. I don't want to have to lie and say we did it because we were dishonest or this, that, and another, and make up some bullshit answer. And so integrity is very important. We also do what's called KPI, which if you're in the corporate world, it stands for, you might understand that, it stands for key performance indicators. So we sit down with our team, and now the team is much bigger. And so we do it more from about one meeting with me and about 5 or 6 other people. And then they go out to everybody that they talk to. But basically, you're given tasks, you're given a deadline, you meet the deadline. You meet the deadline, then you get paid. You don't meet the deadline, then we're going to have a chat and say, dude, I don't know if this is, is everything okay? Oh, well, I had something come up in my family. Okay, dude, we definitely have empathy for that. So no stress. But when it becomes a pattern, and we've seen it all the time in the BSC space, so dev is sleeping and then it rugs, or team just abandons a project, right? And they're just nowhere to be found because secretly they made all their money. They don't give a crap anymore. They've moved on. And so you see that happen all the time. And so we have empathy if on the team, if you got something you got to do, or crypto can definitely take over your social life. We understand that. So we're not assholes about it. But at the same time, we sit down and we go, hey, dude, we need to have a conversation. Like, you're not showing up to meetings. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And the rest of us that are in this, our names are associated with this. Our reputations are associated with this. We're not the kind of people that just create an alternative Telegram chat with this project. This will be the Telegram chat I'm going to be using, like ID, I'm going to be using in BSC as I move forward. So my reputation, I want Jewel Master to earn a reputation in this space. So don't mess around with me or the other hardworking people on the team by lagging behind. I know that can sound kind of, maybe harsh, but I've just seen a lot of projects where teams don't step up and kind of deliver, and then it just kind of, the whole thing just kind of dissolves. Does that make sense to you? Integrity is very important to me.
It does make sense to me. I mean, I am all the way down to the same ethics and the same work ethics. And I, being myself a super hardworking person from the very, very first day I started working, whether it was for myself or for someone else, when I started working in big international companies before jumping into crypto and having this as a full-time job, I do believe that it doesn't sound harsh at all, Jewel. People need to have all that integrity, and they need to be awful for a project if they decide to go for it. So again, those are great work ethics that you have ongoing. One thing that I am I'm not going to say concerned, but one thing that I wanted to mention is, are you doxxed, Jewel Master? Like, are you face doxxed? Do you expect to dox? When we talk about integrity as well, and when we talk about transparency and honesty and all these super important ethic points. When I have a huge business, or when I want to build something huge, I do want to put a face onto it. So being you, the main person of your project, are you doxed? Are you going to be doxed? Do you expect to be doxed?
All right.
I lost you for a bit, Jewel. I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear
Pardon
very
the
well.
hair, guys. This is crypto. This is crypto, right? And you know, I think for me, I don't have a problem coming on video. You know, I'm not trying to hide in the background, but with my team, I'm doc. So Robert, when I asked Robert to come on the team, I didn't ask him. He did a background check on me, right? And I gave him a copy of my ID. He gave me a copy of his ID because, yeah, it is decentralized and there is a beauty in the anonymity of this space. But at the same time, I want to know who I'm working with. You know what I'm saying? And then with the developers who are handling our contracts and our launch pad, they are doxed with me. I have a copy of their ID. They have a copy of mine, and we created equal leverage. Where, if I can say it, we either one of us could mess up the other's life if we dealt wrongfully with each other, you know. And I'll tell you right now, with developers and people, you know, that have worked in government and people that are like hackers and shit, you don't want to mess around with those people. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, there's a reason corporations go out and hire hackers to help make their place secure. And we've kind of taken a very similar approach. When we created our project, we had one of our guys on team, and I said, hey, go break it. Go try and break the exchange. Go do whatever you can to manipulate it or whatever to try and do a security audit on it. And so those are not people that you want to screw over in life. You know what I'm saying? And so I have a copy of my ID out there for them, and they have a copy for me. What I will say, and this is where I go back to that philosophy of nothing is safe, is that, guys, doxing doesn't mean what it used to, okay? I was in a VC just yesterday where they said, hey, by the way, that guy doxed, yeah, he paid someone from Fiverr, and that person from Fiverr was a paid actor that doxed for them. And the person from Fiverr has no idea what's really going on. There was a project, and I just really wish I could know the name. If anyone remembers the name or was invested in it, DM Robert or DM myself. I would love to figure out the name because I use this as an illustration all the time. About 6 months ago, there was a massive project. I think it was a gaming project where they got a lookalike actor from the person who gave their ID out there to the person that was showing up on the chats all the time. And they hung them out to dry. There was a massive scam with influencers involved that had to shut down their telegrams. And my point that I'm trying to make is, don't think that just because someone is doxxed that you're now safe. Because there are people out there that don't care about their identity, that have multiple identities, that don't give a crap, and they'll give you a fake ID. So I'm not trying to scare people, but we're about empowering people, and just understand that doxing doesn't do everything for you. Does that make sense to you?
It does. If, well, you don't follow us too much, and I hope you do follow us more. About 3 days ago, we had a guy dox in here, 1 hour AMA from Birmingham. We're still trying to catch his ass. We had a guy here doxing for an hour from Birmingham, England. Such a nice guy, and he rug pulled, literally stopped trading, 99% taxes, and he started emptying the liquidity pool. Super promising project, 500 BNB hard cap. So I do get what you're saying. You know, people don't care anymore. I feel like people are so desperate sometimes that they don't even know. They think the internet is a space aside from reality, but CCTV and all these things can recognize your face and really put you a name and a surname and find where the hell you are in the world, whether you're in Thailand, in China, it doesn't matter. Like that's why I like to see people's faces, because we take it seriously. And again, we are actually reporting this guy to the police, and local police in England is probably going to do something about it. So at least you got that, you know, when someone doxes, if you want to take it to the next level, you can do it. I mean, technology has been developing so far to a point where I can find you. You know, I can literally find where you are just with your face. So, anyways, I like that you turned on your camera. Anyways, I like to see you guys. I mean, it is lovely to see faces. It makes it a lot more personal. I'm loving your energy. I'm loving your project. I'm loving the way you talk about your project. It really makes me feel 120% positive about it. Now, if you had to tell our investors a little about what they are getting into when they invest, what are they facing? How are your taxes going to be allocated? If you can just do a little brief summary of that, that would be
Yeah.
super lovely, Jewel.
So what you're getting into, and you know, you'll have to pardon me if this sounds like total hype, but I talk to our team all the time. I say, hey, do the hype. That's a part of the space. Just make sure you back that shit up. Make sure your work ethic can back it up. So this is going to sound a little hypey, but it's actually true. You're buying into the most sustainable reward system currently that I know of on BSC, because what you're buying is not a token that has an exchange. You're buying an exchange that gave you a token to give you an allocation of its profits. So it's a long-term hold. What I will say that you're getting into, and I say this a lot in our VC, I try and be very blunt and honest with people. The people that will lose money on this are the people who ape into it. And we're not going to release claiming your profits from the exchange until it's on our roadmap until Q1 of 2022. The reason is because we want to build the volume. We want to put our teams back against the wall and say, you have 3 months to come up with some impressive volume that investors will really, really like. And so what you're getting into is you're getting into a project that's starting with a launch pad, an exchange, a swap page, a charting system. That's what we're launching with. We have a whole launchpad team. We have something called the refinery, where in essence, we're going to be coming into the space and we have a 3-tier system. At the lowest tier, it's like DX sale and pink sale. Anybody can list, right? But you're going to have that contract scanner when you type in their contract and go to trade. And then at the highest tier, we say this all the time, everyone wants the docs. They want the code to be audited. But what a lot of people in the space do not talk about, they just use the chart to do it, is the team's performance audited. In other words, can this team do what they say they're going to do? Do they have the infrastructure? Do they have an org chart? Do they have the chat room set up where the guy who's leading it just has to touch base with 4 guys, not 400 people, you know, and he can just touch base with 4 guys, and those guys disseminate that information to 16 guys. And so you have a very fluid way of getting information through the organization. And we just tested it with the project that Robert was talking about before, because we wanted to make sure we weren't full of crap. And we went out there and we just tested it. And when we tested it, we went to this project. We said, give us a couple weeks, and I will give all the credit to that project. They have an amazing dev, amazing community. They were kind of stuck at a market cap. And we just said, we want to give you infrastructure. We want to give you our documents. We want to give you a couple of people from our team. And they just come over and relieve and help fill the gaps. And it went from like 800,000, $1 million that it was stuck at, to 5.6 million after a couple of weeks. And that's when we said, okay, all right, we can keep refining this process, but at the highest tier, we're actually, as a launch pad, we view ourselves as kind of NASA control center. When everyone says, let's launch it and go to the moon, when a rocket launches, people at NASA don't go, thumbs up, we did our job, let's move to the next rocket. Those guys that are going to the moon need someone from control center giving them direction, checking in on them. And at that highest tier, we're not just here to wave goodbye as you launch, and then if anything happens, whatever. We're here to send you marketing people. We're here to send you devs. We're here to send you, some marketing dollars, some banner ads, some different things like that at the highest tier. And so that's kind of what you're messing around with. Does that make sense to you, Benson?
It does make full sense. I mean, it is power, and it is what we're looking for. Like, now we're just stuck with words. As you said, everything's looking power. Everything is looking legit. I have to trust your words now and see how you guys will work ongoing. You are so convincing, Jewel. I'm not going to lie. When you speak, if you were to sell me a pen for $1 million, I'll probably buy it. So right now, what I need to do is see how you guys really put this into practice. Because when you speak about it, it sounds perfect. It sounds like music to my ears, but
Yeah.
Let's see how you put it in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
And
is what happens.
actually, I would
This
I
is
would
what
just say
happens
one thing
when
real
you
quick.
work on.
Is that okay, Rob? I just want to say one thing while it's on the top of my head, or I'll have a squirrel come across my screen. Benson, don't trust us, okay? And I say that emphatically because I want to teach people in this space. I bet you've never had someone come on here and say, don't trust us. No one is forcing you to ever buy a token, right? What you do is you just look at the team's performance. Now, if you want to ape in a little bit at the beginning, that's fine. But where people get burnt, and even for yourself, you're like, man, you're passionate. It sounds good. I've heard this before, you know, in a sense of like, it's compelling and I want to ape in. How many of you, hands up, have ever been rugged by somebody and it was like, man, that guy was a good car salesperson? Early on with the team, when we started talking about it, people were like, you need to dial it back because you're so convincing. And I said, no, fuck that. I am who I am. And I'm not going to dial down my passion and my conviction on this just because for you look at it and you go, it's too convincing. No, I'm compelled with what we're going to do. I'm going to wake up the next day and the next day and the next day, and we're going to keep going on this. And my team knows it. The people in private chats, I was up for 30 hours the other day, right? So don't trust us. Don't trust us. Watch us. And I'm not even going to say like, oh, you'll miss the boat. Because people need to be educated in this space. Where you get burned is when someone like myself comes along that's really compelling and you're like, I am all in, and you put your paycheck in, and then you get burned and you go, oh my gosh, and it's a love-hate relationship in this space. Let the team perform and let us perform and then make your decision. You want to go at launch? That's fine. You don't want to? No one's forcing you. It's really important to understand, no matter how compelling someone is, no one's forcing anyone to buy a token. And people need to understand that psychologically. You know what I'm saying?
That is exactly where I wanted to get. That's why I was playing the mean role. You know, at the end of the day, we have a lot of investors here watching right now, and you know, I have no doubts. Honestly, I want to give full trust to you and to your words, but I always want to play that role of the person that tells people just what you said. Don't trust words. See how they work. And once again, guys, one thing that I want to remind you: invest what you can afford to lose all the time. Don't make you listen to this guy, just like I said, you'd probably sell your house to buy his token right now, but don't do it. You know, you never know.
Look,
So
man, I know like my team will come back and they'll be like, dude, are you telling people not to buy our token? But then it goes back to the integrity thing where it's like, we're trying to educate people as well. We're trying to let them know the reason you've been rugged is because people hired someone compelling like myself to go out there and showcase it, and it's amazing. And you're like, oh my gosh. And people will prey on your psychology called FOMO, your fear of missing out. They will prey on your psychology. And that's one of the reasons why our team is like, just let us deliver. You know, like we're motivated every day. We're fired up because we're angry in this space that people have been ripped off, and we're not promising safety. And we're telling you, don't trust any project out there. Here's a token scanner, because you need to understand that a project can be safe, can be fully doxed, the code can be fully audited, and the team can still suck, and you'll still lose money. You've got to base it off performance as well, not just FOMO. And that tension that we're dealing with is why we're motivated and passionate to say, we have an uphill battle. This isn't easy. People already don't trust you. They already think you're going to scam them. So you've got to take those extra steps. Rob, you were going to say something real quick. Sorry about that.
I was just saying that, you know, in this space, we're launching with 4 utilities that work. They'll be working before launch. People will be able to make their decision whether or not they want to ape in or not. I was going to have Benson unmute Codex. So Codex is our lead dev, and he is a security guy. He's been in security a very long time, one of the best I've ever met, and I've worked on several projects with him, but I wanted you to unmute him and see if he had anything to say. So Codex, I saw you said you were muted earlier, and now you're unmuted. So we're going to give you a second to get on the mic.
I'm also very, very tired because I haven't slept either. Hello, everyone. Yeah, if there's any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them. But yeah, put me on the spot there a bit. Yeah, I'm the chief techie person, I guess. We've also got who else we got in here? Pat's. Who else is scrolling? Oh my God, there's a lot of people in this chat.
Yeah,
We've got Pat and I think J-Lat and Color Tones in here too.
We've got Color Tones. We've got Silly Smiles, who's our lead developer. It's a point of contention that most developers in the space aren't actually developers. But yeah, look, we take security very seriously. We like to test things. We like to test things a lot, and we'll keep testing things, as we develop. As we make more stuff, we'll continue testing, and yeah, we hope to bring a lot of that to projects that come on board with us as well. Because yeah, aside from the rug pulls and the honeypots, we're very, very conscious of people out there who exploit the technology to basically steal stuff from people, exploiting your peoples, exploiting bad contracts. We're very well aware that most audits happen after the fact, and blockchain being immutable and you can't go back and change your contracts. Most of the audits are there for marketing. They're just a marketing purpose. So we hope to work with teams coming on board with us to make sure they're secure before they launch. And that's also a way for us to get to know them and pick those red flags where we think people might be up to no good.
That is
yeah, you guys will have to pardon Code. I think he's been up for about 24, nearly 30 hours helping with some development stuff. So he's a bit quiet because he's almost half dead right now.
That's normal,
at
it's
the moment I'm in the middle of load testing servers and doing security configurations and that type of thing. So
yeah, I think Codex's role in the team is completely different from yours, Jules. So it's good that you all have different personalities. That's the beauty of the human being. Lovely, Code. We're happy to talk to you. Having a real security, a real person that does digital security and all of these things is good as well. I think your team is packed of really competitive people. I was on a call with was it Naptha before? I was on a call with Naptha as well. You guys are super competitive as well as super nice to talk to. I have to say that you guys are lovely. We talked enough about the project. It is looking bright. It is looking impressive. If everything goes well and you guys develop the things that you say and you keep growing and presenting yourselves like you're doing tonight, the only path is just success with a token like that. Wonderful, guys. Honestly, wonderful introduction of your project. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be interested from now on. From our investor group, they will be talking to their friends. Did you see those guys last night? And so on. Word of mouth is strong. Quality is definitely shown. So with that said, I want to jump into the questions. I'm sure a lot of our investors have questions for you. So I want to do that right now. I want to just get into investor questions. Let's do like 2 or 3 of them. We got Mr. Crypto Juice. Mr. Crypto Juice, go for it.
Great AMA, guys. Great AMA. Really enjoyed it. I just got a quick question regarding investor protection. Do you have any safety net in place just in case a investor connects his wallet to a scammer's website or something like that happens where his tokens get taken?
Yeah, Benson, can we unmute the guy with 3 fire signs? He is our lead Solidity dev, and he's put his hand up, and he can answer that question.
I think that's him. 3 fire signs, that must be him.
Yeah. Are you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. So we don't necessarily have any fail-safes for you if you invest into a token. This isn't an insurance token. Necessarily, because that would be more along the lines of like providing insurance for investors. This is a token just to educate you on what may be or may not be a safe project to ape into. And I use the word safe, but I don't mean safe. But this might This is more of a project about educating you about the safety or the scorecard of a project, for you to make more educated decisions. And also like it goes back to, you know, just investing in general and providing you with the tools as well as a reward for holding the token based on the volume of the exchange.
I can
Okay.
add to that. A lot of projects that you see out there, they're very much, they're very closed. They're very sort of insular. They're going to be going, okay, we're going to do a swap pad. We're going to do a launch pad. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We very firmly take the view of forming strategic partnerships. So we do talk to, you know, groups that specialize in, you know, token evaluation. You know, if we see services out there that will be of benefit to the community, you know, off the top of my head, I can think of one, dbank, which I recommend to people. If you've ever connected to something and you're not sure about it, you can go to dbank and basically hook your wallet up to there, and it gives you an unapproved function for every single thing you've ever approved. And those sorts of tools then just, yeah, add extra safety to people. So yeah, we can't underwrite your investment. We can certainly, yeah, empower you to make sure that if you do get into trouble, you can get out of trouble. And yeah, educate you on what to watch out for.
And another thing too, if what they meant by insurance, because there's two different ways you can take that, like actual insurance, or then just what are you doing to ensure, you know, the safety. You know, Trey, you could talk about how that it's all stored locally on their device. You were mentioning that in AMA the other day. We're not keeping that on a file somewhere.
Yeah, so basically, you know, just like most Wallet Connect, so like our Wallet Connect is just is client side. So when you connect your wallet, it's all on your client. If you clear your cache on your browser or your cookies, or we push out a new update to the server or to like the platform, you'll lose your Wallet Connect. So like everything on ours is all client side Web3 Connect, which is pretty standard in the industry. If you have anything that's remembering you're connected, you know, it's probably because they're mapping out who you are, just like PancakeSwap does, things like that. Or you haven't cleared your cache.
We implemented it properly, and unlike PooCoin and PancakeSwap, it comes with a disconnect button. So you're not always automatically persistently connected to the sites and the tokens. You can physically disconnect from things.
PancakeSwap does have a disconnect just to let you know. You just have to click on your address to format against your codex. But
so a disconnect button in one of your builds.
Right. Let me just interrupt a little bit. I think you guys got crossed with the mics. I mean, those seem like decent functions that you guys are going to add. You're right, guys. At the end of the day, you're not an insurance. You can't really insure 100% the refunding of people just getting scammed and stuff like this. This is just impossible, and literally it is not your duty. But making your platform as safe as possible, that is a must, and that's right. I didn't even think about it. When you connect to PooCoin, you just don't have a disconnect button. He's just a mess. So you're right. If that answers your question, Mr. Crypto Juice, then I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, it was a great answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So sorry. So when you disconnect, I mean, I use a website called Unwrecked, and they charge you a fee. So when you disconnect from these websites, do you charge, or is it literally just free?
No, not charged.
Amazing. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you so much, Crypto Juice. So happy to see you around as well from Lundex. Lovely. Let's get Andy to jump into a question too. I'm sure Andy's got something interesting going. Andy, hello.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Cheers, bro.
Hey, my question, maybe I'm just not understanding the projects, or just more of a technical question. I'm just wondering if a project can use the launch pad without using the refinery, or are both of these things
Yeah.
like two sides of the same coin?
They can use it without using the refinery. We have 3 different tiers. So you have tier 1, which is the base level, all the way up to tier 3. So you have your tier 1s, which is any token that comes to us and wants to use the launchpad. Obviously, there's some benefits over utilizing like Pink Cell or anything like that. For one, you're raising NBUSD, you're not raising NBNB, so it's a stable price the day you announce your launch to the end. And then also the fact of like we are gonna do some like community building, things like that. You get opened up to our community. You do like an AMA in our community, that type of thing. As well as I think we're gonna dedicate like one like person for intermediating with any launch that's coming through, running a game, different community building type aspects. And then you have like tier 2, which is like the mid tier between the two. And then tier 3 is like the full on services, like you get the whole kit and caboodle.
Cool. That's a great answer. I appreciate that. Thank you.
That is indeed a great answer. Thank you so much for your question, as always. Let's get into another question, then we'll just round it up. 2 a.m. here. Super interesting project. I could talk to you for the whole day, but I need to get some sleep too. I think that's fair for me. Let's get into the last question, guys. We got. Let's go for Juansi. Juansi, welcome. Hello.
First of all, thanks Travis, Benson, and your great team as always. Thank you, Jewo, for the time and for this great AMA. First, I would like to tell you that I appreciate that you have so many important and necessary characteristics all in one place. You have the dev with the face of a kind and good guy, the professional movie salesman, the security boss with a serious and mysterious voice, all very timely and clean. That leads me to think that you have a great challenge ahead many times. I think it is better to do something small but do it very well instead or to better uncovering a lot without knowing how everything will go. So I have several questions. Sorry if it's too much. My first question is in what way you can seduce new investors to enter these new decks, having great alternatives already consolidated and working very well. Then what distinguishes this project? What makes it different and what makes it a good bet compared to great alternatives? What are your greatest strengths? Where is the true innovation beyond unifying what others already offer all in one place? Also, do you plan to add some kind of sniping feature? And finally, I quote you, can you do everything you say you will do? And finally, where do you see yourself with this project at the end of this year? I wish you good luck, guys, and thank you as always.
Okay, so that's like 5 questions. Can we pick 2? And then we can
You
jump over in our VC.
You can pick the ones you like the most. That was a great development of questions, Swamsy, actually. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time for that. You can join their Telegram right now if you want to get all of those answers.
We're going to go hang out over there.
You can answer whichever question you like the most. But that was so funny, Swamsy. That was great.
Well, actually, what I'll do is Wansby, pick 2 that you're really, really keen on, because I can't remember all of them. Pick 2, and we'll go with those.
So I want to know I like to know the sniping feature maybe, and where do you see yourself with this project at the end of this year?
Okay, so Trey, do you want to talk about the sniping and the protection on the launch pad?
The protection on the launch pad, I really can't get too much into detail because that kind of spoils it, right? That defeats the purpose of the protection if I tell everybody every little thing. I will say, though, that all launches will have to wait 24 hours after completing their pre-sale, as there is manual review of everything, and we do have a large enough team to manually review every transaction. Obviously, if someone is feeding, one wallet is feeding 20 wallets to buy into the pre-sale, we understand. And that will be used for just liquidity for that token. But I can't go too far into like the actual launch pad of ensuring that there's
No,
no
that's
botters, because there is an automatic function that does catch everything, and then from there we do a manual review of everything that was caught.
Yeah. And then as far as like, thank you for that. As far as where we see ourselves, at the end of this, one of the things that we actually try and stay away from is directly answering that question in the sense of where's your market cap going to be? We're going to be at $1 billion. Because even though I'm the good movie salesperson, I also have integrity. And I know that I can't guarantee where we're going to be. And so what I'll say to that though, is I'll answer it in a way and I'll say that, we've got all these things on our roadmap, and feel free to come over and jump in our VC. We're actually going to hang out there for about an hour after this if anyone has any questions, and it's not super, super late for them and they just want to come chill and ask some more detailed questions. But every 4 weeks, we're going to be dropping a new utility. Okay. Every 4 weeks, we're creating a cadence to this. We've talked about openly on previous AMAs. We've talked about, multiple blockchains and different things like that. And so we're actually of the mind that let's just put our head down and work on it. And one of the number one feedbacks that we get from investors is, we get guys telling us like, I don't think your team understands how big this is going to be. But for us, we're just like, let's just work. Let's just work. Let's work. Let's work. Let's work. Let's deliver value. And we'll let the market cap set where it sets. Now, that being said, we also have a huge marketing team. And I don't know if I've got my marketing guy in here right now. If he's in here, put your hand up. If not, what I can say is a lot of the things that projects do look for in marketing post-launch, we've already got a massive plan for that. And so we're not going to let this launch and then slide back and go, oh my gosh, look at the market cap. Isn't that amazing? Right after our launch, the day after our launch, we start another AMA tour. We're just wrapping up an AMA tour where we did 9 AMAs. We're going to be doing another 9 AMAs after launch every day for like 9 or 10 days. And so, yeah, we're just going to keep working and let our work speak for itself as we move forward.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I keep on losing connection. I think that sounds fair enough. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I lost connection. That was a great answer. Whamsy, are you satisfied with that? As I said, you can always join the Telegram if you want to get more like specific answers.
Thank you, Benson. I think the time will tell. The time will tell. So let's see.
I think so too.
Yeah, come over, guys. We're a great group. We've got about 4,000 members, I guess, over there, and we're all so hyped up. So come over, ask any questions you want.
Correct. Yeah, I was just going to encourage everyone to do so. Guys, join their Telegram. Make sure that you join them right now. Ask any questions you need. Talk to them. Make sure you have and try to do your own research in regards to everything that's going on. And just like Wamsi said, time will tell. And as I said before, the development will be demonstrated by them, and you will be able to make your own approach. By now, I want to say thank you for bringing such a great AMA and such a great project to AMA Central. I feel proud to talk about projects like this. I hope you guys keep your promises, and I really hope that degem is one of the next gems in the BSC and in DeFi. With that said, guys, thank you so much.
Hey, Benson, can I end with our little song as we close this out?
As many as you want to, mate. I love music, so you can do whatever you want to.
Man. We'll jam this out while some of my guys go over and jump on VC in our chat.
Let's go. Join them there, guys. You got their link. Go and join them.
How it changed my life, put money in crypto, flipped it twice. I went from a degen to a degem, now I got money that I go splash on the weekend. They call me the crypto night, cause the money gets double when I hit that price. We want to beat to the party, coolest gym, could be shining bright. We got money, we got that money in bank accounts. Come trade degen, we the hardest, you should know we're the kings of the market. We built this from the ground up, we on top of the crypto market. Now they what? degen for the hard working graphic. Never got money, you're wrapped in elastic. We turn dreams to reality.
Thank you so much.
I went from a laptop car to a Lambo, moved to a Manchester.
Traders,
community shit's so amazing. Cool as the top traders on the money you're making.